Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to be going over how to prepare aguachiles by showcasing the food principle of denaturing proteins with acid. Okay, so for our ingredients we're going to be needing raw shrimp. These are already peeled and deveined. We're going to need a cucumber, some tortilla chips or tostadas for the presentation. We're going to need an avocado. We're going to be using half of a red onion. We're going to need limes and an orange. We'll also need a bunch of cilantro. And then for the peppers, these are serrano, but you could substitute jalapeno if you prefer. So first we're going to slice up half of the red onion as thinly as you can. If you have a mandolin, that would be a great option. Then we're going to put him in a bath of ice water that has been lightly salted. This takes away the bite from the raw onion a little bit since we won't be cooking it. It tames down the flavor quite a bit. So I'm gonna make sure it is submerged in the ice water. Moving on to the shrimp, you're gonna wanna butterfly or slice your shrimp in half. If they are thinner, they cook a little bit quicker with the acid. You can leave the tails on or off, that's just your personal preference. I'm going to take them off. Okay, so once your shrimp have been butterflied, deveined, tails on or off depending on your preference, you're going to put them in a shallow dish. You want it to be shallow so there is more surface area for the shrimp to marinate and therefore cook quicker. Okay, so here we have all of our shrimp in our dish. We're gonna go ahead and switch out our cutting board and our knife for a clean one and move on to the lime juice. So I used approximately 6 limes, but these were big limes to get roughly 1 1/4 cups of lime juice. The very last lime, I went ahead and added it directly to the shrimp. I juiced it on top of the shrimp to go ahead and get some of the denaturing process started. And then here we can see that I added the juice of half of an orange. The orange just gives it a little bit of a sweeter, tangier taste because this dish can be very spicy, very acidic. So it adds a nice flavor. It isn't necessary to cook the shrimp per se. Moving on to making the sauce, the marinade, the salsa, whatever you want to call it. We're going to be using about half a cup of cilantro. We're going to add in all of the previously squeezed lime juice and lemon juice. We will also go ahead and add in the serrano pepper. I went ahead and removed the seeds for one of them just to tame down the spice a little bit. You can remove the seeds or leave them on depending on how spicy you want the dish to be. And then to this, we will also add just a little dash of salt. And then we shall go ahead and blend this up. The acid in the limes that gives it the capacity to denature the proteins and essentially cook the shrimp is the citric acid that they contain. Although limes do have 10% each of succinic acid and malic acid, which does have an effect on the flavor, but it is mainly the citric acid that is cooking the shrimp. So once we have blended up our sauce, we were going ahead and pour it all over our shrimp. You want to make sure that the shrimp is completely covered in order for each piece to cook. So we want to cover it and give it a good mix. And then from here, we're just going to go ahead and cover it with a plastic film or a lid and just pop it in the refrigerator until we finish the next step. You don't want to leave this in room temperature for too long. So we're going to go ahead and julienne the cucumber. This is an English cucumber. And then we have the red onion that we have been soaking, which we will be draining to add in to our mixture. So I took this out of the refrigerator. It was in the refrigerator for approximately 5 minutes here. So you can start to observe the slight color change. It is not finished cooking yet, but we can see that the denaturing process has begun. So we're going to go ahead and add in our cucumber and red onion to the mix and cover it back up and put it back into the refrigerator. For this recipe, it is important for the shrimp to marinate in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. It can be left up to hours until it is ready to serve, but you want to reach that minimum of 30 minutes to make sure that the shrimp have a chance to fully cook. here we're just going to mix it up with our add-ins. Cover it back up and back into the fridge it goes. So here we're taking it back out. It has been in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and check to see if the shrimp is ready to go. It can be hard to see with the green sauce if the shrimp has been denatured or not, if it's been cooked thoroughly. So you wanna always double check. As you can see, it is white from the inside and the outer side has turned the traditional pink color. That just proves that the shrimp has been cooked and it is ready to be consumed. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and get it plated up. So you can go ahead and either serve it on top of a tostada or serve it inside a bowl and have tortilla chips and a tostada on the side. So here we can observe how the pink color turned out. And then you can go ahead and top it with some avocado slices. That also helps tame the spice a little bit, and some cilantro leaves. And it is ready to go to enjoy.